Hey, welcome to the Razzle Dazzle Show, a podcast where we make connections through the lens of video games and all things pop culture. We're hosts Jared, Mauro, and Chaz.
Greetings to the people.
And welcome to Delta episode number 60 for the month of March. If this is your first Delta series episode, this is basically a series of episodes where we take the time to catch up with each other about what's been going on in the past month, and it's the home of our signature D&D session, the Delta Quest, towards the end. Please let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet, and be sure to follow us on our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Links to them are down below. And with all that being said, it's Razzle Dazzle time.
If you guys want, I can go first. Just because very quickly, my month was just simple.
Okay, Chaz, hi. First of all, welcome everybody to the Razzle Dazzle Show. Chaz is going first. Just straight up, he's just like, you know what? I'm going to waste zero time today. This is what happened.
I volunteer
as tribute.
No, my month was very simple. I've been going to work. I've been getting ready to check out because you guys know where I'm going next. And so I don't work as much.
I'm sorry. You're getting ready to check out how? Mentally? Just mentally check out from like all your duties right now? Or
no, I already checked out for my duties. They stripped me of all my responsibilities, but yeah, I still get in trouble for stuff. It's absolutely amazing.
That's leadership.
But at work, like, since I don't have as much responsibilities like directed to me, I just sit and talk to like all my sailors at work, and we've been having conversations, and our conversations consist of comic books lately, and it's always been like, which hero's better, what powers would you have, and all that. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. If you guys can make your own power or have an ability, what ability would you have, and what are your limitations?
We've had this conversation before when
I know
you guys were here in Fort Myers. No, you're right. That was like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I think my answer is still the same. I think I would love to be able to duplicate myself. Like multi-man or ditto or something like that. Like just have one more, two more of me. And I think the hardest thing for limitation is like. We can go different ways. We can make the limitation be like each body still shares the same amount of like mental energy. So like even if I'm doing two tasks at the same time, then I'll be like drained more mentally or whatever, or even physically. So like that could be a thing, or like I can only duplicate X amount of times. So like maybe my max is 3. How really helpful is that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know about my limitations, but I know that's the power I would want.
To duplicate yourself. And I said, do the clones have like a full consciousness? Like a separate consciousness? Like, I don't know how to describe this to you. Like,
no, yeah.
When you think, do they think the same thing you just thought, or you guys have different consciousness until the clone goes away? And you receive all of that consciousness once the clone disappears.
Oh God, I hope not. I hope that it's like shared. It's continuously shared, like updated real time. So therefore, that might add to the mental exhaustion bit, right? Because I don't want this to turn into one of those episodes where like the clones betray the original or whatever, the prime. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to deal with that.
I think both of those are so I think both of them are so mentally exhausting, because if you have like a shared consciousness, you're experiencing everything that they're experiencing at the same time. So if one person is already dealing with a bunch of stress-inducing tasks, you're also thinking about all the other stress-inducing tasks the other clones are doing, right? However, if it's kind of like, okay, at the end of the day or at the end of the task, we all merge and then we get all of that information, you might just kind of remember everything all at once. So it just feels like, okay, this is just part of my history. It's no issue. But then like maybe one clone went off the deep end and like got into a car crash, just didn't pay attention and like crashed into a car. And then that car like tumbled down a hill and like killed like a family of 5, and then that clone ran away and is like trying to deal with the guilt and just like made everything worse. And then by the time everybody just like comes back together, you're suddenly like a different person because of the
maybe
trauma.
There's
you're
a
like,
time limit of like how long we can stay divided too. Like before I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's a race against time. If we're apart for too long, we like one of us dies or whatever. No, no, no. It's just like if I'm like in my house and then the duplicate is at work and the time limit expires, the secondary just like disappears and then like rematerializes like in me, I guess. You know what I mean?
That's a good way. That's a really good way, actually, to curb that whole, oh, what if one clone betrays the other one? Because there's no point for a clone to betray you if that's the case, because that clone is still going to live on in you, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah. And maybe it's like every 5 minutes I get like a mental update of like, hey, this guy's doing this. Hey, that guy just finished that. Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be
because
that would be a lot more I guess digestible.
I think
I said,
my usage for this is only practical. Like I would love to be able to get so much work done for the show and do my actual real world job at the same time, man. Like or like when I'm sleeping, I can just have my duplicate just edit throughout the night. Like, dude, you know how much time and effort that would save me? I would love that.
oh, let's talk about the gaming hours you can get in that way too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can
you're
actually
right.
make more
Grind.
progress
The
on my
grind.
backlog. Yeah. So if
Yeah.
I can only make 2 more duplicates, including myself, so one of us will be editing, one of us will be gaming, and the other one would be like going to work or sleeping or whatever. If one of us is always sleeping, if we share the same mental exhaustion, that guy is always recharging, man. That guy is always recharging. So like it kind of, I don't know, balances out maybe. I don't know.
And then Mauro made me think about a question, right? If you're like, let's say you do make the clones, and they do have their own consciousness, right? And like Mauro said, like they crash, killed the family before and stuff. I
Right.
thought about it. If you can prove that your clone has its own consciousness, can you be charged with the crimes that your clone has committed?
That's like an hour and a half long discussion right there, because the intricacies of, were you aware that your clone, aside from you, has free will, can do certain things, and then how can you prove that that clone is not actually like an extension of yourself? And if it is an extension of yourself, once that clone leaves, then you're liable for everything that clone did. It's like it's a whole like there are no laws for that, so new laws would have to be created for that. And in the what?
Remember that one episode of Teen Titans where Raven has her personalities like split into like 6
There's like
different
Happy Raven and like Evil Raven and like yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Prime Raven is in control of any of that, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, like, would the courts care? You know, it'd be like the Wild West, but in the courtroom. You know,
that's why we don't that's why we don't explore a lot of legal issues within superhero worlds unless you're Matt Murdock, maybe.
Yeah, let's stay away from that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually gonna come back to that later, but in a funner way.
Okay.
I don't like this one. I don't like this one. This one sucks.
But yeah, I
Oh,
think
I'm
that's
so
my
sorry.
power. What about you, Mauro?
Okay. Well, originally it was like flying. I think I've said flying maybe because like flying is cool, and then you know you could just kind of like go
Flying
away if things
how?
get too crazy, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. If that's not your actual answer, forget that question.
Yeah, my actual answer now would be something time related. Like, I haven't worked out the intricacies of it yet, but I'd be able to like go back and like nip things and change things without actually like super altering reality. Like, I wouldn't be able to go back and like I wouldn't want to go back and like stop an event from happening, which would have led to like a million other things happening, and then like I come back to the present and then it's like, oh my god, everything's different. No, I would just go back and like change small little things. Like I just said like I hate that one, and then Chaz kind of felt a little bad, so I would go back and like change my wording and then see how Chaz would react, and then like maybe go back and change my wording again until like Chaz has like a better
Life is
reaction.
Strange.
Maybe
That's what happens.
yeah.
You rewind
Yeah.
time to fix what you said. That's literally the game.
Well, but actually, Life is Strange makes no sense because she's rewinding time, but she physically stays in a certain spot, so it's kind of like No, I'm not gonna get into it. I have my own issues with the way time travel works in Life is Strange, but essentially, like in theory, yeah, something like that. But
Um,
like I think that one's like the more practical one because flying comes with its own issues. I still wish I could, like in a vacuum, I could fly, but like if I fly, then I would also need like in like I don't know, like skin that can't be shot through because if I'm flying through like a restricted zone, they're just gonna shoot me down and I die, and then like, damn, you know.
I'll say you're still gonna create the butterfly effect by like just changing like your wording. There's still a butterfly effect that happens because like there are events in the world where people said certain words that change people actions.
No, yeah. But it would just be I would go back far enough. Which okay, I see the parallel, Jared.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I would go back. Yeah, I would go back just far enough to change the thing that I just like that just happened. Like I wouldn't go back to, like middle school and like say something else to a teacher or like think something that I should have done at work. Like a year ago that would get me to have like a raise now. So like I would go back and then do no. It would literally be like if I am like locking my keys in my car, you know, I lock my keys in my car and I'm like, damn, like I literally like I was looking at them. All I had to do was not close the door before I looked inside. I would just go back a minute and a half and then pick up my keys and close the door. All that did, the only thing that changed is that now my life is still going in the way that I wanted it to go. And now I don't have to sit out here and debate what costs more, calling a locksmith or breaking my window and then getting a new window, you know?
But that's
Yeah,
I still agree with Chaz because like even that is such a small enough thing that can cause a big ripple because like if you locked your keys in the car, you might would have had to call like a locksmith to open your car or whatever. What if like that locksmith never drove to your place and therefore that was the last job that guy needed to get paid to save his business from closing down at the end of the month?
That's so fair, but I don't really think about that because those are things that we do all the time. Right now, today, if I thought about that all the time, then I would never make a choice. You know, if I decided that I would rather go out to Publix right now and buy the ingredients that I needed to make my dinner instead of ordering from Uber Eats, maybe that was the Uber Eats that the person needed to make like their actual like the last $5 to be able to send rent to their landlord through Zelle, and then they would have had their house for another month. But because I chose to go to Publix, they didn't get that call, and then they weren't able to be, like I don't that sort of that small scale effect thing I don't think about because
You don't think about because you don't have the power to change it right now.
No, but no. We do have the power to change it. We have the power to change it going forward every single time. Every single time you make a choice, you inadvertently create all of those things.
But
like
you
without
can't
even
go
knowing.
back. Therefore, but like if you're saying you would want to know the results, and if you don't like the results, you're gonna change it if you can.
I'm talking about immediate results. I'm not talking about going forward because going forward, if I myself had just looked inside without and gotten my keys without closing the door, then regardless, that guy's business would have gotten fucked,
Oh my
you're
God.
still creating a form of the butterfly effect. You're just not seeing the other effects.
Yeah.
No. I'm just altering which butterfly got affected. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm doing.
As long as you're happy with that, there you go.
I would be satisfied.
And with you, for example, with you going back in time to grab your keys, right? You're also losing that sense of responsibility you would have gained if you just didn't go back in time and you got stuck outside and you was late to work and you had to call a locksmith and you had to spend money.
Absolutely not. I have to disagree with you 100%, brother, because I've locked myself out of my car at least 4 separate times and I have not learned anything from it. All I've learned is that I have learned is that I wish I never did that. That's it. That's all I've learned.
Oh my God.
I understand what you're saying. No, you make a very valid point because the mistakes that we make are the things that create us and build our character and influence the choices that we make in the future. However,
okay, question for you. Hello? Did I
yeah,
unplug?
I'm here. No, I'm here. No, I'm listening. Question for me.
No, I thought I unplugged my headset. And like, let's say your ability in like a catastrophic event. Like, let's say you're in the military, right? And you're in combat, right? And then like, let's say just a line of like missiles just lined up are on their way to like come get you guys. It explodes right before death. You decide to rewind time. What can you do to stop the pending actions that are on their way?
No, I don't think I would use.
Go back further.
No. I don't think I would change so much. Like in like massive events, I wouldn't like do anything like that. Like I'm specifically talking about like things in my everyday life that I like, in small inconveniences or things that like would have like fucked me up, like dropping my phone in I don't know, like the toilet. Like let's say I dropped my phone a lot. So let's say I walked inside the bathroom and I'm washing my hands and I pull my phone out of my pocket and I drop it in the toilet. That's fucking up my whole day because I need my phone to call like the doctors and call nurses and like, you know, like do my job. Dropping my phone in the toilet literally fucks up my whole day. So but that wouldn't have happened if I just didn't go into that bathroom or didn't pull out my phone. You know what I mean? So I would just rewind that. However, if I'm in the military and somebody's shooting this, what can I do? What can I do? You know, like I'll eat the missiles, whatever.
Well, I'll say you said to go back a minute and a half, unless I misunderstood your power and you can go back further than immediate time.
Like I could probably go back. I could probably like with this power, I'd be able to go back like I don't know, an infinite amount of time. I just willfully would not. Because I don't know the implications of changing something that far back or that big. I do know the immediate implications of me not locking my keys in my car or not dropping my phone in the toilet or not like tripping or better yet, not saying something that like might have hurt somebody's feelings because I either misworded or they took it the wrong way or I regretted what I said immediately, you know? I would like if I'm like having a conversation with somebody and I say something like without thinking, right? And then I'm like, oh wait, no, but this person is actually very sensitive about this. God damn, like why did I say that, right? I think it would be a net positive for me to just go back 15 seconds and then just not say the thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I am a selfish person. Sorry to cut you off. I am a selfish person. So in those situations where I'm sure you guys have been in situations like this where there's a conversation happening and somebody says something just like a millisecond before you said it. And you're like, damn, I was about to say that. I would go back 2 milliseconds and then say it.
Okay. That's my next question for you, right? Because you know how fragile time is and everything, right?
Sure.
And just like within like a day's effect, right? But you say only go back in time to change the minuscule things that will only affect you, right?
Right.
My question for you now is, let's say you caught an Uber to work, right? You get all the way to work and everything, and then you catch an Uber home. And then when you get home, you realize you left your house keys right on the other side of the door. Would you go back in time to grab those keys?
Wait, what do you mean?
A whole day passed.
Like
all you did was just you forgot to grab the keys on the way out. Would you go back in time and grab the keys on the way out?
No, I would try to exhaust all my options because if I wouldn't want to live the entire day again. You know what I mean? I have roommates. I could just like, you know, knock on their door, knock on my door, and then, you know, they get my keys. Or I could,
Well, you said minuscule things that will only affect you. That is something that will only affect you.
Yes, but I also have like the choice of how I want to be affected, and I'd rather deal with that situation right there rather than just live the entire day again. You know?
Okay.
Because
that was just my next question for you.
Yeah.
Describing it that way, I just want to know if the little things or if you're willing to start the whole day over.
That's a valid question. That's a valid question. But if the hurdle if going back in time creates an even bigger hurdle than the thing that I'm trying to change, then I'm just not going to do it.
Okay, I like that.
Hey, thank you.
Sorry, we got in depth on both of y'all. Forgive me.
Yeah, right. What's yours, Chaz? What's yours?
Believe it or not, today is not speed. Haha.
Wow. Who are you?
No, speed is still up there. Don't get me wrong. It's
up
just
there,
I've been having. I've been thinking about having a shadow ability recently.
A shadow ability.
A shadow ability, like
shadow
cloak almost.
Oh.
I'll describe it.
Like
you guys know Cloak and Dagger, right?
Dude, that is my second favorite superhero. Yes, so they're a pair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know you play them a lot in the
no,
Marvel
I
game,
don't.
Marvel.
Chaz, I don't just play them on Marvel Rivals. I don't just main them since season 0. I have just like the entire fucking collection of Cloak and Dagger comics, that their entire run I have. Okay, Chaz? You don't
I think you touched a
understand
nerve.
how
about the
much I
live-action
love
run they
Cloak and
had?
Dagger, okay?
You made Jared curse on a Thursday.
My bad.
So yes, I know Cloak and Dagger, Chaz. Please continue. You want the Dark Force dimension, man? Okay.
Oh my god.
I want the abilities to control shadows, hop and teleport through shadows, and move around as a shadow.
Yeah, okay. Dark Force.
That's pretty much.
could,
I've just been thinking about that, like how cool that is.
It's very
Could you
cool.
jump into other people's shadows and stuff and like
I say yes, but I can't control them.
Right.
No, yeah, but just like
I can only
exist within the
occupy the
space
space.
that the shadow occupies. You're just like in
There's
there,
a
right?
video game that does there's an indie game that's exactly like that. Hold on, I'm gonna search it up while you keep talking.
You hear that, Chaz?
Oh.
There is not a
Yeah.
single original thought in the world.
Of course, the world has been around from God knows how long, and actually, somebody's gonna come up with a new idea and a new power. And we're gonna be like, "Oh, that's cool." Eventually.
It's called.
Some point.
Oh, I don't know if I can. I don't, Shim, SCHIM. It's
Please send that to the group chat so me and Mauro can also struggle to read.
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Please.
I'm copying the link. Hold on.
So let's all suffer together for this one.
Let's all suffer together.
There you go.
I heard somebody else. Oh, in the Discord. Huh. What is this? Okay.
I think this is it.
Shim.
Shim.
Him.
Like you can only
Him.
jump between shadows of people and things.
Well, those are the only things that
Make
Like-
shadows.
cast shadows. Or
Yeah.
you're saying you can't live out,
Well,
like you can't be outside of a shadow.
When you think about it, there is a way to how to describe it to you. I guess if you just limit it to the word shadow, for example, right? The absence of light is not the absence of light is not shadow. That's just considered darkness.
Yeah.
Shadows is an obstruction of light.
Yes.
So that's what you're referring to, right? If I can just go through any form of darkness, or if I can only move through shadows.
You clarify that, man, because I'm thinking
No,
if
no,
you
I'm
say
asking, is
cloak,
that what you're asking me?
no, I'm not asking anything. I'm just saying that there's a game that is similar to what you were talking about. That's it. That's all I'm saying. But like, if you're telling me that you want cloak powers and therefore you want to be able to control and manipulate the Dark Force dimension, so therefore you're moving through darkness, not shadows, darkness, and that can include shadows.
Well,
That's the umbrella.
I know cloak can technically teleport almost anywhere
Through the Dark Force dimension, yeah.
through the Dark Force dimension. I will not have the ability to teleport wherever I want to go. It has to be like a within sight type of thing.
Okay, so
I
Nightcrawler
can
mixed with
see
cloak.
shadow-
Okay.
Mhm. And if I can make a temporary physical object, it won't be like the strongest metal in the world. But if I can make just a simple stick or something to possibly combat or just use as leverage or something like that, I would like to make a shadow object if I cannot. Because I'm also the way I think of my abilities too is scientifically, how will I prove that I made an absence of light or obstruction of light a physical object?
Okay. I'm about to get real annoying. So,
Because
A
we talked
shadow.
about light before, and you can stack
Right.
light to the point where it becomes heavy enough to become an object, but that amount of light together creates a brighter than the star type of heat.
we don't even need to get that deep. Listen to this, okay? So, all right. A shadow is cast whenever an object obstructs light's path, right? And then whatever it is obstructing, that the shape of that object to an extent will be cast as a shadow. However, it's very easy for us to see the big objects that cast shadows, but what about all of the particles in the air, in the atmosphere that are in between the ground and the sun, right? Even though they're nigh imperceptible, they still cast some semblance of what could be considered a shadow. So you could essentially just move through anything.
I'm talking about occupying the space between the object that's destruction, the light, and the ground as where the physical shadow is.
I'm
Talking
talking
that
about
space,
like I'm
right?
talking about minuscule things like a cat hair, something that you can't even see casts a shadow, but it does because it is in some way, shape, or form obstructing
Oh,
direct sunlight.
absolutely.
So essentially, you could pretty much move anywhere. Like even like if it doesn't appear to be a shadow, you can just like you could be there. You'd just be very small and tiny, like a plankton.
like a plankton.
I don't know. Like what's the I'm sorry. What is like the air equivalent of a plankton? Like the germ? I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't know honestly. I said that is a new aspect. I did not think about it that way because that is true. Because like if you put like I don't know if you guys ever had a bowl filled with water or you're in the kitchen full of light and like a
Right.
hair or a string lands in the water, but
And
there's
suddenly
a giant absurd shadow in the water from the hair that's just sitting on
you
top.
can see it, right?
Hmm.
So those shadows still exist outside of water, but like we can't see them because we can't even see the things that are casting those shadows. We're walking through life day by day, but then you get like a particle of somebody's hair, and then I don't know, just things, spit, moisture in the air, right? All of those things might cast like very, 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 very minuscule shadows, maybe, but like there's no such thing as direct sunlight. So essentially, the entire world is still your playground. You can just kind of like through it.
That was a great sound effect.
Thank you.
Here, I'll go next then. There's quite a bit that since last recording, because it's not just the month of March, because we record like towards the end of every month. So this includes a little bit of February. So I just want to say straight off the bat that at the end of February, the very tail end of February, I went down to Miami to meet up with Mauro, and we got to see one of our past guests. Actually, her episode came out last week as of the release of this episode. Laura Faye Smith, the voice of Rosalina in Mario, on stage, in a play about the history of Miami a little bit, like a portion of history of Miami. It was like super freaking fun, super freaking cool. Like, Laura invited us to go see the thing, and we saw it. It was great. We got to talk with her, meet her for a bit. We ate some sandwiches after, and it was awesome, right, Mauro?
Yeah, it was very educational, and we had Hungry Bear.
Hungry
Not
Bear,
hashtag,
shout outs.
hashtag not an ad.
Yeah.
I love Hungry
But-
Bear.
Yeah, man.
No, but yeah, the play Only English is actually like a retelling of a genuine situation that happened here in the late '80s in Miami. That I've been living in Miami like a good portion of my life, and I was not even aware of it. She did a really good job. Everybody there did a really good job, and I'm not really a fan of like plays like that. I'm not a fan of musicals. I'm not a fan of stagecraft in general, but it really like captured me. And it's not like it wasn't anything crazy. It was just a genuine humans doing regular thing sort of play.
Yeah.
And it captured me,
English
We
only.
showed up-
Sorry.
English only. Yeah, English only. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great like to learn a little bit more about our hometown, of like how like this actual bill became law where like people couldn't speak Spanish in Miami for a couple of decades, and it was only recently like turned over or whatever. Like it was interesting. It was really cool, and it's like, it opened my eyes to like, man, I really don't know much about like where I'm from. I know more. There's like this portion in the play where they're listing off different neighborhoods and boroughs in Miami, like Coral Gables, Coral City, Hialeah, Pembroke Pines, whatever. Like I know these names. I know they're in Miami, but I don't know exactly where it is. Like I know where Kendall is, but in relation to Pembroke Pines, I don't know. North, south, I don't know, right? So like that got me thinking of like, man, I know Gotham City better than I do my own hometown. So, yeah. But it was fun. It was a great time.
Gotham City is a little bit more interesting than Miami, but That is true. That is true. It's like a big chunk of history that people still alive today lived in, and that I just genuinely didn't know about.
Yeah.
And I found it odd. At first I thought I don't know, I didn't think that it was real, but then like they were talking about it and they were using actual names, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, oh, wow, this happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Really cool. But yeah, shout outs to Laura Faye Smith, who again was on the show not too long ago. Her episode came out last week. Please go check that out because she is awesome and amazing. And again, she's the voice of Rosalina. The Mario movie is coming out next month, which is super exciting, you know. And speaking of Rosalina, she's like, it's the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is super cool. Brie Larson playing the role of Rosalina, which is pretty cool. So I'm very much excited to see that movie. I'm going to say some things rapid fire because it's a lot. So get ready. So I made a pretty good chunk of progress in my gaming backlog. So like I got through like a good handful of games, like credit wise. Like I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza, I beat Detective Pikachu Returns, I helped my partner beat Cult of the Lamb. I played through like some other little indie games as well. Like I don't remember the names right now, but I have made a good dent in my gaming backlog progress. So like how I'm going by it right now is like I'm trying to beat all of the games I have physical and then eventually move on to like the games I have digital. Oh, I beat a Panzer Dragoon, I think. Yeah, like some other older games, some quick games. Wonderling was another one. But anyways, I'm trying to get through my physical games first and then go to the digital. But I'm going console to console. So I'm starting with the Switch just because I've had these games for the longest time and I just haven't finished them yet. So now I only have like 5 games left to beat on my entire Switch catalog. So I'm getting there. I'm making progress.
I wish I had that achievement. What I ended up doing in life instead, I'm adding to the backlog. It sucks. So I'm very happy that you get to like take stuff off.
Yeah,
To
man,
me,
it's
that's
like
very achievable.
not a lot of games have been coming out lately that I'm like excited to play. So therefore there's a good opportunity to like get through the games that I already have, you know? Like I can't even think of a game that's coming out soon. Actually, I can. It's the Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls. That fighting game looks sick, but that's not until like August. So that's the only thing I have to look forward to in terms of game releases as of recording. So yeah, it's just I have the time and no need to buy more games.
That's actually amazing time management. And like Chaz, I'm also very, very happy for you that you actually got to go through your backlog. I thought that was just like a myth. I didn't know people actually did that.
Yeah, right.
Right. Like some like end game thing. Like maybe when I retire at 65, I might
Yeah.
be able to.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, I know a game you can play.
Yeah.
You want to add it to your backlog? It
Oh,
comes out in July.
no. Don't
It
do
comes out in
that.
it comes out in July, which is perfectly fine. It's a little bit out
Okay.
of like the normal. Actually, no. I guess the animation look like if it's
What's
how
the
to
name?
describe this game? Sword Art Online.
Oh,
Echoes of
yeah. I'm not
Minecraft.
gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it.
You ever heard of Echoes of Minecraft?
No, I just when it comes to those anime games, I'm very picky because like there's a lot that comes out every so often.
For this Sword Art Online, it's different than the other ones because this one's single player.
Okay.
You have different game modes, and this one's actually. And you've seen the anime before, right?
Of course I have.
Okay, just want to make sure. I'm sorry, I didn't
Come
mean
on,
to
You guys have
Chaz.
had I think you guys have had like a deep conversation about the arcs in Sword Art Online.
I just like confirming.
Okay, that's fair.
But Echoes of Ironclad obviously takes place in Ironclad, which is what a lot of us fans been waiting for. We've been waiting on the Sword Art Online game where it takes place in Ironclad and not Gun Gale and not the Alfenheim or the I forgot the last one they came out with. But it doesn't take place in that. It takes place in the beginning of where Sword Art Online felt like started, where everybody started loving the anime Ironclad, where you play the game, you die in the game, you die in real life, such and such, right? Um, it's single player. You play with your own character. You don't play as Kirito, which a lot of people also enjoy, is because you're gonna play an anime game. You want to play as part of the anime, not in the anime. You get me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
as the main character. So I'm assuming we're just going through like the first arc of the game.
No,
Uh,
he said you're
you
your own character. You're
Oh,
not
you
the
are
main
your
character.
own character. So like you just get to play as your own guy while the first part of the anime is happening.
yeah.
Cool.
And like while playing throughout the game, you hear about Kirito's feats and stuff and skills, which is great. Where the game caught my interest, right, which is fine if it doesn't catch your interest. It caught my interest is that there's a game mode. I think they call it death mode or something like that. And if you die at any point of the game, it deletes your character in the stats.
Right. It's permadeath where like you have to
Yeah.
restart the entire game. Yeah, that's cool.
You have to restart the entire game.
Yeah.
But I
like
just saw
that.
like the animation for the game and the gameplay, and it just all just seemed cool to me.
Yeah.
What's it called? Sword Art Online what?
Echoes of Aincrad.
SOA Echoes of.
It comes out in July. Obviously, I say wait for it to come out on sale for Steam.
Right.
It comes out for like $3 or something. I don't think it's worth the like from what I've seen. It doesn't look like it's worth the full 65 that they want for it. But obviously, as they come out with more updates and more videos, and then people will play it, we shall see.
65. Who
Well, I
do
definitely-
they think they are?
Yeah, that's
Um,
ridiculous.
Are we not going to talk about Nintendo trying to sell their games for $80
Hey, man.
at one point?
Hey man, that was Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That is actually worth. No, that was $70, wasn't it? I don't remember it being $80. But no, Pokopia, Pokopia is $80, I think, and that is not worth it. It's literally just Animal Crossing, but with Pokemon, and that's not even like the only issue I have with Pokemon in general recently. Like, it's the biggest franchise in the world, and yet we still get just underdeveloped, poorly optimized games. Pokemon Legends ZA is the best example of this because it's like we're going back to Kalos, but not really. You're only exploring one city out of the entire freaking region, and that's not even done right. The animations look terrible. Like the overall, like the Pokemon experience sucks now in modern times. So like that's been making me want to replay like the classics that I used to grow up with. Like my first Pokemon game that I remember, other than Pokemon XD, was Pokemon Soul Silver. I used to have that as a kid, lost it throughout the years, as I did with most of my like really good big games like Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2 and shit. Like I hate my young self for that. Trying to find a solid copy that's not bootleg of Soul Silver is like $200 and some, $250, like in like
What?
offhand, like eBay or like your local game store. It sucks. It's stupid. But luckily, I had Pokemon Crystal. I bought that on the Virtual Console on my 3DS before the Nintendo eShop closed. I booted that back up again so I can get like some sense of that Johto nostalgia again. And I've been having a blast. I got a shiny Hoot within the first 3 hours of the game, and I'm really happy with playing it again. So my conclusion is this of this very small and very condensed rant is that Pokemon is underperforming, and we do not hold it to the expectations that it should be held to with the quality of its products. And that's a problem because why am I having more fun playing Pokemon Crystal from the Game Boy Color than I had fun playing Pokemon Violet, which is the first real open world Pokemon game? What?
I actually read today on Instagram one of the worst takes that I've probably ever read regarding this exact topic that you're talking about, Jared. It was like a meme, like somebody posted like a meme of like the original Mario, and it was like, oh, like here's the key card for like, you know, the $65. And somebody was talking about how, yeah, you know, Nintendo would probably like release Luigi as DLC for like another $20 or something. And the very first comment underneath was, oh well, like it's not like, you know, they're not like other people who buy it aren't buying it with your money, so why are you upset? That's a very bad take to have, because even if I'm choosing not to buy that, people that are buying that, right? It's saturizing the market. It's telling Nintendo, hey, you can do this and you can get away with it because people will still buy it and they'll continue to do it
Yep.
because there's literally no net loss for them.
Yep.
If they overprice a game and a third of their consumer base isn't buying it, it doesn't matter because the other 2/3 are overpaying, but they're essentially making back what they would have made if they just released a regular price game that everybody bought, you know?
Yep.
And that's terrible. And but like that's part of the current state of just commerce in general because it sucks. There's like very few people. I'm not saying this is every single developer, publisher out there, but like there are very few that are sticking to their guns. And then when somebody like actually raises their prices because they need to, because they're like an indie developer that need to make back the money that they spent doing this, people group them in with all these like multi-billion-dollar companies that are only doing it because, hey, we can raise the price and we can get away with it and we're still going to be making money.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Which it's ridiculous now because like Silk Song was only $20 and that is one of the most anticipated games of the decade, and it still made a shit ton of money and it's still super high quality game. Pokemon even announced the latest generation, what are we now, 10 I guess, of Pokemon Winds and Waves. They announced it, new Pokemon games coming out next year. They show the trailer. It barely looks better than Pokemon ZA and Violet. It's like Pokemon finally entered 2018 in terms of graphics. Like they finally hit the standard 10 years ago.
I think I want to change my superpower. My superpower would be
Oh my God.
jumping into people's bodies, right? So that I can jump into the bodies of the most influential person in each publisher or developer, each major AAA publisher or developer, so that I can walk into these board meetings when people are actually pitching these dog shit ideas and tell them that they're f***ing stupid and they're all fired.
That's aggressive.
I agree.
Yeah.
I vote yes. Go ahead.
I vote yes. Go ahead. Thank you.
All
I
right.
promise not to abuse my power.
Sure.
I might abuse it. I might abuse it a little bit when I
Get
jump
Assassin's
into
Creed
Todd
Black
Howard.
Flag again. Black
That
Flag.
one I can wait for. I can wait. I
Okay.
can wait for that. I can
Okay.
wait for that. I might abuse it a little bit when I jump into Todd Howard's body and lay off everybody in Bethesda ever, and then just get like 5 people, and then I'm like, make Skyrim, make Elder Scrolls 6,
Make
and
Skyrim
make
again.
Fallout 5. Make Skyrim again for the
Release
50th
it
time.
again.
I'll take every copy of Skyrim
You know what
out
sucks?
of what?
It will sell. It will
No, yeah,
sell.
of course it will, because people just love. People are allergic to money. Apparently, people are allergic to money. The world economy is not doing great, and people for some reason just love to just go ahead and give these already overly rich developers all their money. They're like, hey, dude, you're fucking us over. Thank you so much. Here you go. Here's half my paycheck.
Yeah.
Give me this game I've already played 700 times.
Same thing in
Again.
GTA 5. Release it again.
My lord,
You will
don't even get
you will print money, which sucks.
started, brother.
You will print money again and again and again. Anyways, that's my bit. There's like a shit ton more, like Daredevil season 2 coming out this month. As of recording, it should be coming out tomorrow as of the release of this episode. So we'll hear more about it in April, which I'm super excited for. We're gonna talk about the Mario movie next month. We're gonna talk about probably something else too. But that's the things that I'm looking forward to. I am excited for Daredevil season 2. I really cannot freaking wait. Oh, I also saw Wonder Man the past month. Great ass freaking show. Not just as a Marvel superhero show. It is a great TV show. It is a good show. Anyways, I rest my mic. Mauro, you can take it away.
Well, this month, I did a couple of things. The ones that stand out the most, or like the things that I want to talk about, are I went to the fair yesterday, actually, with my girlfriend and her sister, and I noticed, I don't know if you guys have like had similar experiences, but when I got on the rides, I've always had like a thing about heights. I respect gravity. I don't really want to be up there. I don't need to be up there.
Gravity.
And I definitely don't need to be up there on some rickety ass machines that they bring in and take off. You know, it's okay, whatever. All right. I don't need to do the Mach 3, right? But On regular rides, like smaller roller coasters or just anything that like spins or moves you up and down a little bit, like I've usually been okay with that. And this past time, I guess I don't know, maybe like the past 2 times that I've been to the fair, even like the softer rides, like the Superman one where you just lay on your stomach and it just spins you in a big circle. That one got me feeling like nauseous and dizzy, and like the twirly whatever, I don't know. That one also got me feeling weird, and I don't know, like I think even if I want to get on rides, I shouldn't, because I end up feeling like off afterwards. And it's not like the fun, like, ooh, I got an adrenaline rush and now I'm off balance. No, it's kind of like the, ooh, I got off balance and like I feel like throwing up.
And this is
Sort of
before
thing.
you ate?
Both. So I went on 3 rides. The first 2 I hadn't eaten. I actually hadn't eaten like all day. And like I figured, oh, it's maybe because I haven't eaten, right, that I feel off. So we took a break, we ate, we walked around a little bit, so it wasn't like immediately after eating, and then afterwards I got on the it was either the twirl whirl or that one where 3 people sit and then the ride goes backwards in a circle. And that one also made me feel off, and so I don't think it had anything to do with like food. I think it's just like it's just me, right? The feeling in your stomach when a ride is going up, which is like that adrenaline hitting, that used to be like good. I used to feel good, but now it's the same feeling, but now it makes me feel bad. It's weird. I don't know
You're getting
how to
old.
describe it.
You're getting old, man.
I'm getting old at 26. That's crazy.
Your
But
body's like, no, don't do that again. Don't do it.
yeah, which is fine by me. You know, I still had fun at the fair. It's just that the rides weren't for me. But we went through like a mirror maze and we saw some pig races and we saw some like some ice skating thing. It was like half an hour, but one of the ice skaters fell, which is kind of funny. I've never seen that. I've never seen an ice skater fall. So,
Really?
but yeah, I've never. I don't go to like a ton of ice shows, but I've never seen an ice skater fall.
Have you ice
And
skated?
no, absolutely not. I'd bust my ass.
Wow.
No, I'm saying like I've never seen an ice skater fall like in a performance.
Oh,
you
I
know?
see.
Right, yeah. And but no, like she took it really well. Like she fell and like she kind of like made a face, but then she like got right back up and then kept doing her thing. And then a couple of other ones came out, and then during like the thing, she like went off stage. So like that was like a really good recovery.
Cool.
The second thing that I want to talk about is that I finally watched Superman 2025
Hey.
this year. Actually, I'm late to the party. But I want your guys' opinion on this, because I heard a lot of really good things about this Superman. You know, it's taken it in a new direction. They're done with that whole like gritty stuff that they were trying to, like more realistic, and then like the whole like the memes like, oh yeah, Superman is punk rock. Like, okay, I get it now. Like I watched the movie, but I don't like the movie, like people spoke really well about the movie. Like they hyped it up a lot.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't like it's not that I disliked it. I just thought it was like kind of like okay.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really happy that they didn't like regurgitate the origin again, because it's like we know Superman. We've seen it 100 times, and I can appreciate that this is just like another Superman story, right? We already know Superman. We know the intricacies. We don't have to see him getting together with Lois Lane or like coming down from Earth or to Earth or whatever, right? But the story itself, like I appreciate that it's just a Superman story. Like we know Superman. Let's get that one out of the way. Let's just tell a new story. But the story itself didn't. My favorite part was like at the very end when he crashes through and like hits. Spoiler, I guess. He hits Lex Luthor and then he gives him that talk about like, hey man, like I'm just as human as you are, right? But like throughout the movie, I don't know. I was engaged, but it wasn't like an earth-shattering experience for me. And I wanted to know if you guys have seen the movie and then what your thoughts are on it.
I've seen the movie. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big Superman person. Like I like the character. He's not one of my top favorite superheroes. This movie feels like an episode straight from Superman the Animated Series. Like this has a lot of the over-the-top craziness that you'll probably expect Superman to deal with, as well as the complexities of dealing with Lex Luthor and human, whatever. Like it has everything that a Superman movie should have. I think this is a definitive version of Superman, the character and the symbol of what that character stands for. I think that and Christopher Reeves does a very good job. The difference here is like Christopher Reeves is like, it's very campy. It's like, yeah, he's Superman. He can do anything. You mean he can freeze an entire lake and then just pick up the ice and just fly with it and then like put out the fire over a factory? Yes, he can. Okay. Where here is like, oh no, it's Superman. He can do a lot, but he still has his limits. He gets his ass beat, like in the beginning of the movie. Like he keeps trying. He always gets back up and always tries to do the next right thing or what he believes is right. Truth and justice, right, and all that stuff. I think this movie captures the essence of what Superman is very, very well, and I feel like skipping all that the intro and all that stuff, like we don't have to be spoon-fed, hey, this is Superman, he has powers, here's this world, here are these other characters, and what do they do and what do they mean? Like we're just thrust into a universe that has all these things already established. We're not slowly building up the DCU again like they did before or what Marvel did. Because with Marvel, it's like, here are these isolated movies, and this is how we're going to bring them together in Avengers. Okay, cool. That's not what we're doing here in this Superman movie. This Superman movie is like, hey, this universe has a history of superheroes. There's always been superheroes since the Justice Society back in the day. But now here's Superman. Here's this new team of superheroes that are not the Justice League yet, but they're getting to be. And like, I don't know, it's just, it feels like we're just stepping right into it. And I like that. It's a fresh take.
I got that. And like I said, that's probably my favorite part of this movie. The fact that it's literally, this world already exists, and you regardless of your familiarity with Superman's like lore or whatever, you are familiar with the things that we didn't show you. So we're not going to show them to you. We're just here. Here's something new. I like that. That was nice. And that was fresh. But the movie itself, like, this is the first this particular Superman movie. It felt like a sequel to me, and it felt like the meh sequel. It felt like the Iron Man 2 of like this. It was kind of, I don't know what it was missing, which is why it's so weird to articulate it. But I'm not gonna get like into the nitpicky stuff, right? Like I do like the truth and justice. I do like this portrayal of Superman, but there are certain parts that I feel like were a little like ham-fisted, like the like, can't Superman hear everything going on? He didn't hear these people just walking into his house, his fortress of solitude.
He has to choose. Like, you have to be selective with that, Like if you can't hear everything, you have to learn how to tune things out.
I feel like there are some things you shouldn't do now. Like, no, never mind. Nobody should have been able to walk in there without his DNA, right? And that was like a big plot point. Okay, you got the Superman clone. So I like that, that one I'll let slide. Actually, I don't need to let slide. That one was actually good. But the movie itself just kind of felt like a sort of in between movie. It didn't feel like the beginning of something.
Because this isn't the beginning of something.
No, well, it is though. It is
for the DCU or whatever, but like, this is not the beginning of Superman's journey. Superman has always been established. That's kind of the point.
No. It's not the beginning of Superman's journey, but it is the beginning of our journey with this Superman.
Sure.
And I feel like there should be a balance of hey, you're already familiar enough with the world. Now let's familiarize you with these characters. And maybe this particular story wasn't like the best way to do that. Now, because I'm not a filmmaker and I'm not a screenwriter, I can't exactly tell you what that thing is. But I, as the viewer, I'm supposed to look at something and be like, okay, like when I see it, I'll know it. And I saw this, and for me, this was really good, but I didn't like. I like the characters, and I'll definitely like watch the next installment or whatever. But it wasn't it was okay. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't dislike it. I didn't walk out of there being like, what the hell was that, right? But I didn't. Maybe it was overhyped. Maybe I put more into it than I should have. I thought it was an okay flick. But to end on a positive note, I did really enjoy the portrayals, like these characters. There wasn't a single character in there that had me like rolling my eyes or anything. So yeah,
not one, like not a particular one, not a particular.
Sounds like you're getting to something. What are you?
Not a particular hero made you go, oh my god, why are you on the screen?
Are you talking about Guy?
Are you talking about Guy Gardner?
Yes, I am talking about Guy Gardner.
Well, that's his. He did a good job at being that guy.
He did a good
right?
job at being a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I'm rolling my eyes, I'm not rolling my eyes because I'm like, oh my god, these directors don't get it. They're so out of touch. This was like terrible. No. I'm rolling my eyes because like, damn, this guy is like a fucking like idiot, right? But that was the intention. So like that, I don't have an issue with that. That's cool. I really liked Guy. I liked Mr. Terrific. I like Hot Girl. I did remember reading like some of the haters like, oh my god, the screeching, it's so annoying. She screeched like twice in the movie. Like, shut up. What are you talking about?
She's Hawk Girl. Yeah, she's gonna screech like a hawk.
Actually, she like under screeched.
Yeah.
So again, I don't understand what that particular beef was. But then I also don't like I feel like maybe people might have wanted this to be like so much better than like the Snyder Superman.
I think it
is.
is.
Like they themselves hyped it up. I think it's okay. I think the Snyder Superman is okay. I think this is okay. I haven't seen like a Superman movie, like a live action Superman movie that like blows me away.
Sure.
But I think that's okay. I think that's okay because Superman is supposed to be the standard, not the exception, right?
I guess.
No, I feel like he's supposed to be the standard. He's like, okay, this is what a superhero should be, and I feel like that kind of like falls into the movie. It's like an inoffensive movie. I think the biggest risk that it took was being like very campy. Not like it wasn't super campy. It mixed campiness with reality really well. I really like when Hot Girl just straight up killed that guy.
Right.
That was cool. And he just, in my opinion, in my own personal moral compass, yeah, he deserved to die. Superman wouldn't have. She did. I think that's cool. I think they, that's why Superman needs a team, right?
Right.
But and I agree with all the things you said, Jared. It's just like as a film, it's in itself. The best way I can describe it is that this felt like a sequel. This felt like literally, it just felt like Iron Man 2. Like, okay, this is a story,
right?
But it's not like the.
It's not an origin.
Story.
It's not an origin.
Yeah. No, I didn't need to be an origin. I don't really care about origin. I'm glad it wasn't an origin. That's one of my like pros. I'm glad that we didn't see everything.
Then what is
right? Because we don't.
What is your prequel to this sequel then? What would that look like, Mauro?
Like a movie that introduces characters we already know, right? I think this particular movie just I don't know what it was. Like it moved too fast and too slow at the same time, you know?
Did you feel that way about the Spider-Man movie, the first Tom Holland one?
That one was weird because we kind of sort of already saw. I felt that way I felt that way when he was introduced in Civil War, right? Because I'm like, oh, like now, like we're just now finding out about Spider-Man, right? That's not his movie though. So when I watched like the actual Homecoming movie, I already kind of knew this Spider-Man. So it's kind of like it's not really the same thing.
Yeah, like, we can't compare it to Marvel because they have spent years setting up each new character and how do they connect in the overall MCU.
Talking about Spider-Man specifically because we didn't see Spider-Man's like origin story the same way we didn't see
his origin story, but we saw how he got introduced to like Tony
right,
and the Avengers
so he was already introduced in a separate movie and he had things to do in that movie, right? You know, he had his own little part. But like the reason I compared it to Iron Man 2 is because imagine if we started with Iron Man 2. Yeah, we already know this guy. We already know Iron Man. Cool, Iron Man is this guy. We didn't need to see how he got his thing. This is how Iron Man behaves. These are the people in his life. This is the conflict, and this is the resolution. But Iron Man 2 is a pretty lackluster movie. It's not like I don't hate the movie. I think it's an okay movie, though.
You don't think you can say the same thing to Winter Soldier?
No,
We know
maybe I'm
Cap.
biased towards.
We know Cap.
I'm,
We know his origins. We don't have to like retread that, but
Well,
like
actually-
here's the story.
hold on. Not really, because the Winter Soldier movie changed a lot of lore. Like, there was no, Bucky was, fuck, what was it? I think, but that particular like Winter Soldier didn't exist in the comics at that point.
Okay.
There was a 2005 run, or no, wait, was it? Hold on, what happened with Winter Soldier? I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, like there was a lot going on in the Winter Soldier. Like like a lot had already happened. Like this Superman hasn't like fought Darkseid yet. You know what I mean?
Right, but like
Meanwhile-
Captain America
like-
didn't fight Thanos yet.
No, but he already fought Loki. You know, like so it's like that's his like dark. Yeah, like I don't know. The Winter Soldier isn't a good comparison. I still believe that Iron Man 2 is the best comparison because it was still recent enough.
I think you're just
and,
picking
yeah,
Iron Man 2 because it's the worst out of the trilogy.
It's okay. It's the worst out of the trilogy, but it's not a bad movie.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
It's just like my least favorite in the trilogy,
There
and a
you
lot
go.
of people agree with that. A lot of people agree with that. I feel like if there are other Superman movies, this one would still probably be like my least favorite out of them. You know. But I'm just assuming because I literally have no idea what's going on. Look, okay, let's compare it to another DC movie, The Batman. I really liked that movie. It was a new movie. It used established characters in a new way. It told a new like Batman story. We didn't need to be reintroduced to Batman. But at the same time, it did a really good job of like mixing, hey, you already know who Batman is, you already know all the things, you already know his relationships with certain characters like Alfred and well, I guess he only really knew Alfred. But you know, here's a new story, and here's a setup for like the rest of everything else. You know, Superman for some reason didn't feel that way. This felt like the next movie. Like it feels like there should have been a movie before that. I don't know how to describe it, man. Maybe it was the like maybe it was the public turning on him so fast.
Sure.
I don't know. It could have. That's the thing. Like I can't verbalize this because I'm not quite sure what didn't click for me in this movie. But I literally.
Do you think
just
too
saw it.
much happened?
No, it's not that too much happened. But look, I am willing to say this. Okay, I just saw the movie for the first time 2 days ago, and it's happened before where like I will re-listen to a song a couple more times or I'll watch a movie a couple more times and I'll get like a newfound appreciation for it. So maybe that's what's happening. Maybe I'm just in the middle of like appreciating this movie because I've only seen it once. But as it stands, like on a first watch, it was not like it didn't live up to in my opinion, it didn't live up to the hype that people attributed to it. I thought it was just kind of like an okay movie.
And that's a
with
fine
really good characters.
Yeah, that's a fine opinion to have.
Thank you. Previously on the Delta Quest, our heroes got some new weapons of devastation, only to be met with some spectral beings they couldn't use those weapons against. They managed to escape, and with the help of Thorn, the forest dryad from Evergreen Forest, learned that the answers to their questions would be found in Misty Forest. So, with a new lead and the same goal to stop Beans, the undead clown lich, Urzak and Pike kidnapped Thorn and a gnome and took flight onwards to new lands. And here we are in the sky. I guess you guys decide whether or not you went back for Ruby.
I thought we were just gonna commit to like Zam just walking meet us there, and Ruby was just gonna follow. I mean, it's up to Chaz. He's the one that's flying.
No, I think Chaz last episode said it was up to you. So I'm totally cool with just introducing it as is. We're in the sky. Chaz Urzak is flying. He's got a pike up top, right? He's holding the gnome in his little hand, and he's going like, I'm afraid of heights. I don't like this. And Thorn, the dryad, kind of like makes her way, like climbs up the scales of his tail onto his back and like sits next to or behind Pike. And she's like, well, you know, this isn't that bad. Yeah, I guess. Well, let's go to Misty Forest.
Urzak, what do you want to do? Are we just going to Misty Forest? It's up to you. It's really up to you. You're the one flying, man.
I mean, if you ask me to turn around, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm the impulsive one. So if I make bad decisions, if you feel like it's a bad decision of us leaving them, I can go grab them.
But do you want to, Chaz? Do you want to, Urzak?
We're gonna go with Nath. They can meet us later.
Okay.
And so the as you guys are flying, the Thorn, right, the forest dryad, is behind you, and she goes, "Well, since I'm here, I might as well give you guys a little bit more information about Misty Forest. These guys, they're like really in tune with the underworld. They know a lot. They read a lot. I think they actually have like a way to commune with them, sort of, or maybe they're dead. So maybe they can tell you why these spectral beings are following you, unless you know something I don't." She says, and she like squints her eyes.
Oh my god, sorry about that.
Urzak like kind of, as she says that, he like burps and like fire just comes out of his nostrils.
Give me a second. I need to get water after that. That's disgusting.
Oh.
It's the Wendy's coming back up. It's the Baconator. It's like, I ain't done with you. I'll be back, I said. The Baconator said, I'll be back.
Urzak flies down to a river and like stops. He sits down, and he just dunks his head into the river.
I love how me and my character are doing the same thing, I guess.
Thorn looks at Pike, and she's like, Is this how it always goes? Like, you guys, no wonder it takes you guys so long to get places.
Yeah, tell me about it. Usually our narrator just skips ahead.
Looks
to imaginary camera.
I will also like to look, not look. Yes, I would like to look at the druid on my back. I would like to look at her, make a link, and then I'll just call her a bitch and go right back. Just cut the link off again.
Wow.
She heard that and she goes, I feel like I'm the target of misplaced anger. I feel like I'm the substitute for someone, but although I don't know who. And as you go back to drinking, what are both of yours passive perception?
My character's passive perception is 11.
16.
Perfect. So Urzak goes back to drinking like normal. And Pike, you hear the faintest little, like, it sounds like almost like a beeping sound, and then it's like elongated, and you think maybe it's like a scream, perhaps, and it's coming from the area that you guys have been flying from.
Okay.
And if you choose to do nothing, the scream gets a little louder, and you start hearing like thuds. And you know that these are footsteps, and then as you hear it, you tell that the scream is actually like a yell, like a war cry, and it's coming from the direction behind you.
I look that way and I go, someone's gonna get their ass kicked.
And the little gnome who is still being held in Urzak's hand is like, I hope it's not me.
It will. Just
And-
wait.
Oh. I can't fight because I'm sick. Achoo, cough, cough, achoo.
We'll use that.
The war cry gets louder, and eventually you can see a very familiar silhouette dashing, sprinting towards you, with 2 knives in her hands and white hair flowing through the wind as she. And then it's Ruby. She leaps across.
Ruby has white hair? Damn. Hey,
if you
Urzak,
want-
your favorite person is coming to you.
She's running at us with 2 blades in her hand.
She just leapt from about 30 feet, and she is now in the air. 2 blades.
I want to tail whip.
Yeah. You tail whip, just as she leaps over the tail and doing an impressive 30 foot leap, which she will never do again because this is just for comedic purposes. She lands at the base of your tail, sinks both both like daggers into your scales. It literally does no damage, but you know they're like in there, and she's like, you. You're gonna let me on. You're gonna take me to Misty Forest, and you're gonna add me to the damn psychic group chat right now.
Urzak,
I
you have a
look back,
visitor.
I blink twice, and I go back to drinking water.
She's like, "Am I on?" She looks at Pike. She's like, "Is this it? Is he talking?
I don't hear anything right now.
Can you add me?"
I'm not psychic. No, I can't.
I feel like that's a cop out. She says, panting, but like she's trying to hide the fact that she's panting.
It's not like I literally have no control. It's all him. He keeps it going. I mean, he's a dragon, man. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Thorn looks at her and she goes, "Yeah, he just added me for a little bit, called me a bitch, and then like kicked me out. So I think that's all him. Also, who are you?" And Ruby's like, You just saw me. I'm Ruby. I'm part of this thing, this lich hunting team." And Thorn goes,
we're a team. You called us a team.
"Yeah, you could have fooled me," says Thorn, because she's like, I thought she was just like around. I don't know.
Hey, so are we ready to go? Because I wanna go.
Ruby like puts her daggers away and she like sits. She kind of like shoves Thorn out of the way, and then she sits. She's like, "This is my spot." And she's like, "Yeah, we're all ready to go. I left that clay bag behind though."
Okay.
And Urzak flaps his wings and he goes and then off into the air. And yeah, you know, you guys like fly for a little bit, for a couple hours actually. So if you want, go ahead and take a long rest.
Cool.
Okay. My request, right, on the flight, I want to go higher than we usually go. I want to go like up there. Like
You go
the
so
point where
high.
the clouds look like ground. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You go like high, like way up there to the stratosphere.
Yep.
I need Pike roll Constitution.
10.
That's with advantage.
Yep.
Okay. It gets a little bit harder to breathe, but you're chill.
Okay.
All right. Well, you guys fly through the thing, and Urzak, since you're flying, you glimpse it first. And it's up to you whether or not you want to say anything. There's definitely a forest underneath, right? Like underneath you, like wait, into the distance. You're still not there yet. You see it, but the color just kind of like looks wrong. You know, it looks like the trees look a little sick. There's this weird blue tint mist in the area.
It looks like a forest with some mist.
It looks like
It's
a
almost
misty forest.
forest.
You know, you guys don't know what the misty forest is supposed to look like, so I'm assuming that you assume that this is normal.
We're gonna stop right above the forest.
So you just you
Like,
pummel, you
spread my
go.
wings. Yep.
Skirt.
Basically, I just want to give Ruby a little bit of a concussion or something. I don't know, just psychic damage. I don't care what it does to her. She's gonna be interrupted either way.
She's holding on. She's holding on real tight, and she's semi used to flying, so she does not get a concussion.
Oh man.
Yeah, Thorn. On the other hand, her hair looks frazzled and her eyes are wide, and the gnome in your hand is unconscious.
Who y'all don't know me unconscious? Pike, is this the forest?
I don't know. Hey, Rose, is this the forest?
Nobody answers
Cool.
because nobody is named Rose.
All right. Hey, Thorn, is this the forest?
Thorn looks at you and she goes, "Yeah, this is the forest, but something's off. I don't know what. I've never been here, but the mist isn't supposed to be blue."
Let's move forward, I guess. Right? Like we're supposed to find people. No. I mean, if we're here, right?
Yeah, you're
may
here. You're there.
Oh,
Alright,
we are
cool.
here.
May I
Okay,
make
cool.
a perception?
You want to do what?
Roll for perception.
What are you trying to perceive?
People.
You perceive 3 elves on your back and a gnome in your palm.
Oh wow, so useful. Thank you, DM.
Okay, all right. Look. So roll an investigation.
Oh hell yeah, I'm one hell of a detective. 20.
So you like You squint your eyes and you look around and you notice that there's a bit of a disturbance. You as a dragon have flown over forests before, and you can tell that these trees look sick. And you also are aware that forests have like sounds, like birds and squirrels and chitterings and whatever, and there's like none of that, nothing at all. And but you don't see anybody. You don't see people, right? It's a forest, right? You're like at the edge of it. But you know something's wrong. You know something's off here.
Pike, everything seems dead.
Yeah,
Should we keep going or into the? I say we go to the forest edge
let's do that.
and then we investigate from the outside instead of going in.
Let's do that. Yeah.
immediately.
And so you guys, are you gonna stay in dragon form?
Yeah.
Is the gnome still in your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody has to carry him.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right. So yeah, you guys like kind of make your way towards the forest edge. The mist is already like, it's past the forest edge. And it does smell like pungent and sweet, but like a bad like pungent is already bad, but like a bad sweetness, like not the type of sweet that you'd want to smell or eat. In fact, you can all roll me perception if you want.
I got a 16.
Smell, this smell. This is the smell of corpses.
So it don't smell good
Yeah.
here, Chaz.
Cool. Let's ask the druid, and I will add it to the link and be like, "Hey, Rose." Yes, I said Rose.
Okay, that's not rude, right? And she looks at Pike.
Yes, that is not rude.
Okay. She looks back to Urzak, and speaking like with her mouth. She's not like she's in the link, but she's speaking with her mouth. She goes, "Yes, what?"
Is the Misty Forest supposed to be dead?
No. There's supposed to be like a bunch of elves in there. Why?
Okay. Well, everything's dead inside.
What do you mean everything's dead inside?
Did I stutter, dude?
Well, I can't actually tell because I'm just hearing all of this in my brain. And then Ruby is like, "Oh, okay, so we're just letting anybody in but me, right? Okay, cool. That's great. That's fantastic."
I blow smoke out my nose and be like, "Pike, what do you think we should do? Since both Thorn
We should go to the source of
and
the smell.
Ruby are- Cool.
Onward.
If I can find a way to walk with 3 legs, I would love to do so. But while
Just put the gnome in your mouth.
the gnome, I don't want to put the gnome in my mouth. I want to hold the gnome in front of me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you're good. Yeah, you can walk with 3 legs, I guess. Just kind of wobbling a little bit. You're not wobbling. You're good. Using your wings is like counterbalance.
I just want the gnome in front of me, and I'm gonna just use it as like if anything weird starts happening to living creatures in front of me, my hand and the gnome will get it first. Not
Got
me.
it. Got it. You are evil. Got it.
Mhm.
So yeah, you put the gnome in front, and the gnome is unconsciously leading the party. And you guys walk in, and you're walking through some forest for a little while. You don't notice anything except the fact that there's literally nothing going on, like nothing, no animals, no bugs, no nothing. And eventually, you start hearing some movement, but it's like very, very methodical and like a patterny movement, kind of like shuffling almost. And you get to a point where you start seeing some movement between the trees. I'm assuming you stop. Actually, you know what? Ruby puts her not Ruby. Thorn puts her hand out and she goes, "Wait, hold on a second. Those are elves, but they're not. Hold on, what is that?" And she moves forward a little bit, and they're still far. You guys are hidden in the trees. But she looks and she goes, "Oh my god!" And she comes back and she goes, "They're dead. They're undead, actually. So she comes back and she goes, those are elves, but they're wrong. They're like undead."
Can I roll for like investigation to see like any signs of the lich and like maybe like some clues of where he could have gone? Like what else can we use here?
Okay. You can roll an investigation if you want.
I got a 12 in my investigation, by the way.
You see that the undead elves are digging. They're kind of like, grabbing shovels and like digging in certain areas, and you see that they go into the holes, they look around, they climb out of the holes, and then move on to separate holes. But there's several like parties, I guess, of like undead elves just kind of digging stuff up.
Seems like they're looking for something. It must be underground, so it's either we start digging as well, or we find like maybe there's like a hidden passage down, maybe, right?
Thorn is like, she's looking at the things, and she goes, underground. They might be, I guess maybe they're looking for the heart of the forest, which is a direct portal from here to the underworld.
Ah, that would be smart. Yeah. Where would one find a heart of the forest? Is it usually underground or bees?
No, Ruby like stops. She looks at you, and she has like this like shocked expression, and then she goes to Thorn, and she's like, yeah, actually, like, what the what do you mean? The heart of the underworld? That's probably exactly what they're here for. Why didn't you say so earlier? And Thorn is like, nobody asked me. What do you how was I supposed to know? And Ruby's like, and she turns to Urzak, she's like, why did you bring this thing? Why did you bring her?
Why did we? It's the same reason as we brought Sir Cauldron with us, okay? So do with that what you will. How do we find the heart of the forest? Ruby, do you know anything about it?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, like a heart of the forest. I can sense there's some hostility here. But I will be the first to admit that I didn't want to come. I was simply abducted by a dragon.
Urzak, why? Since you have the biggest claws, why don't you start digging, trying to go like as far down as you can, while the rest of us fan out? Maybe it's like behind a tree or something. I don't know. I'll search the rest of the village.
Cool. I'll start digging.
Do you set the gnome down? Are you digging with
I'll
one
hold
claw?
him with the tail. I'm holding
You
him
hold
with
him
the
with the tail. Okay, you hold him with the tail. So you put the gnome into your tail, and then like you move it back, and then you start digging. But the gnome is very small, right? So okay, I need you to roll me a dexterity.
Cool. Then it'll be a 24.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, you move him back to your tail like flawlessly, and nothing falls. But as you do that, the gnome's hat like falls off his head, and it hits the ground. There's a little thump, and then you guys hear like a groan. You hear like a coming from where the hat fell.
Like, is that thing alive?
It sounds like it. Let me roll an investigation. I got a 26.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely like the hat like falls on this like pile of dirt and leaves on the ground. Like the entire ground is just full of dirt and leaves, obviously branches and shit. But it falls there, and it kind of like moves a little, and it starts groaning. It's like,
Hello?
and Ruby, hi, who's there?
A friend?
Help, please.
What's wrong? What do you need help with?
Fucking dying. What does it look like?
You need help with dying?
He's cursing.
No,
I
I
say we
need-
let him die.
I need help living, god damn it.
Okay, how do I help?
Do you have a potion or healing spells?
Do we have potions or healing spells?
I don't know, check your inventory.
I'm sure.
Okay, so you guys start looking through your Thorn starts looking through her inventory as well, and Ruby is like, wait, hold on, what are we gonna give the potion to a hat?
Do you know any healing spells?
If I did, I wouldn't waste them on a hat. And like the voice comes back again, and it's like, what are you talking about? What hat?
What do you mean, what hat? You are a hat.
What? I'm not a hat. I'm a elf.
What?
So Ruby, not Ruby, sorry. Thorn tilts her head, and she goes, you don't look like any elf I've ever seen. And the thing is like, because I'm fucking covered in leaves and blood. And Ruby goes, hold on a second. She walks over, she kicks the hat off, and she notices that there is a bloodied elf underneath all of the she, the first person to actually walk over to the notices that there's a like a bloody elf underneath all of like the dirt and the grime and all that stuff, and she like kind of kicks him over, like flips him over with her foot, and you notice exactly that. You notice like an elf, like a wooden elf that blended in with the ground pretty well, but he's like bleeding and coughing, and he goes, I'll take that potion. Whatever you guys are done doing, whatever the you guys are doing, please. By the way, nice to meet you. My name is George. And that's that.
That makes more sense. Wow. Look at that. New area, new maybe party member. If we want to keep putting Mauro through the ringer with more and more character sheets. Look at that.
I've learned my lesson, and my lesson is if I'm going to introduce somebody that you guys might potentially pick up, he's going to be in the brink of death.
Love it. Cool, man. That was fun. We made some progress, and I always enjoy little bits to go with it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool, man. That was another episode here on the Razzle Dazzle Show's Delta Quest series, an overall Delta episode for the month of March. We did a lot this episode. We covered a lot, and I'm happy, and I'm really excited for what next month holds in store. I cannot wait to talk about Daredevil, man. I can't.
It's funny. My girlfriend and her sister are currently watching like season 1 of Daredevil. They've never seen it, so maybe by next month, they'll have been caught up and made me watch the new. We'll see. There's definitely some Daredevil talk to be had.
Are you caught up with it?
I'm the first season only, but I'm not like familiar with what he did with like the Defenders or any of that stuff. But I have some time.
Okay.
And I'm talking about like the first season of like the OG.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited. We're gonna be talking about the Devil Hell's Kitchen next month. See you guys
All right.
later.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the Razzle Dazzle Show. Be sure to let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet. Follow us on our socials and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to rate us 5 stars and leave a comment down below. We'll catch you on the next one.